Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome into my Tag Your It 7 Questions video. So I first saw one of these videos over at my good friend Major Sven Gaming. He did one of these, and then he tagged another friend, Brendolf. And when Brendolf did his video, he tagged me. So this is my edition of the 7 Questions game. Okay, question number 1. Why do you do YouTube? Well, I think as most of us who have gaming channels, playing video games has always been a passion of mine. I mean, you know, I've been playing video games since the Atari 2600 and NES and all that stuff, so I just thought it'd be a fun way to share that passion with other people. Question number 2. How long have you been doing YouTube? Well, I've been doing 8-Bit Josh since June of 2016, so about 8 months, but I've been on the YouTubes for several years. I play guitar. I've been playing for about 25 years. Yes, I'm old. And let's see, I've been in a bunch of bands over the years, mostly like heavier rock metal type stuff. So that channel had, you know, stuff from various bands, like concert footage from concerts I went to. And then I also used to do guitar covers, and I'd post them on that channel as well. I haven't posted to it in a few years actually, but if you're curious, check it out. I'll have the link down below. And question number 3, how long do you plan on doing YouTube? Well, this is a pretty simple answer. Basically, for as long as it's fun. I don't see any reason at the moment why it would stop being fun, but if that ever happened, that's when I'd stop. Question number 4, what kind of camera do you use? Well, I do have a camera actually, but I don't use it for my gaming channel. The reason I have it actually is when I did those guitar covers on my other channel that I was just talking about. I wanted people to be able to see what I was playing. So that's why I have that camera. I think it's a Logitech like C720 or something. Just cheapo, nothing too fancy. But when I started this channel, I decided against using the camera. You know, I don't have anything against face cams in games. It's just personal preference for my own channel. So that's why I don't use a camera. Question number 5. Do you make your own thumbnails? I do make all my own thumbnails. I use Photoshop to do it. I actually had a little bit of experience with Photoshop before I started this channel. I used to make cover art for one of the bands I was in, so had a little bit of experience there from doing that, and it was kind of cool because it basically, you know, I could use that same what experience I had and use it for this channel. Question number 6. Did you make your own intro/outro? I do make my own intros, outros. My intros I don't think are really all that special, in my opinion. I basically just take the thumbnail for whatever episode I'm making and put that game's, like, usually the main music over top of it. So, you know, I keep them pretty simple. I try to keep them around like 5 seconds long. Seems to work. And then I used to have an outro card, and it just had like links to, you know, various social medias like Twitter and my Steam account and stuff. And then I had music that goes over that as well. But when YouTube added the end card feature, I ditched the outro card, and so I used the end card feature and the same kind of outro music I have, which you hear on all my videos right now. So that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of what I do with my intros and outros. And finally, question number 7. How did you come up with your channel name? Well, I'm a product of late 80s, 90s video games. Like I was talking about earlier, you know, I had an Atari 2600. I got an NES, you know, probably about, I'd say 2 years after it was released. So, you know, I had that for the entire length of the NES until the Super Nintendo came out. So I just pretty much was like, well, you know, I liked 8-bit games, and 16-bit games, you know, from Genesis and so on. So 8-bit Josh just sort of had a good ring to it. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of thought put into it, quite honestly. It was just, you know, what sounds good with my name, and it came out to 8-bit Josh. So there you go. All right, and bonus question. Just when you thought we were done, what can you do to change it up? You know, I thought a lot about this question, honestly, and, you know, part of me is like, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of gaming channels probably on YouTube, and it's one of those things where I feel like kind of everything's been done. So I don't know if there's anything I can do necessarily to change it up, but one thing that I would like to do, especially on my new, well, it's not really new, but my Planet Coaster series right now, is I like getting your guys' input so we can kind of, you know, decide together how to build the park. You know, so if you have a suggestion for a name for a ride, or you're like, hey, you know, I want to see you do like a sci-fi themed area, can do that as well. Or, you know, I think you need more trees and flowers over near this ride. So, I guess that's kind of what, you know, I like to do with this new series. Some of my other games I've played before haven't really had that ability. You know, Starbound is a really cool game and it's a fun game, but you know, there's not a lot of room for, like, you know, input from you guys. There's, you know, I do my build of the week videos, but those are based off of, you know, a theme that the guy who runs that on the Starbound subreddit does. So he's like, you know, this is the theme, build something off of that. So again, it's another thing where it doesn't really allow your guys' input. So that's why I like the Planet Coaster series. You know, I'll ask you guys at the end of the video, like, you know, what would you like to see me do? Let me know in the comments, or if you have a name for this ride, because I'm terrible at naming things. And then I want to start doing live streaming of Planet Coaster. That way, you know, I can get your guys' live input and we can sort of build and decorate and all that stuff together, like in real time-ish. So yeah, that's kind of what I have that's sort of my answer for that. Alright, well, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed this little insight into who is 8-bit Josh, which is me, 8-bit Josh. Also, thanks Brendolf for tagging me. It was fun making this video, so I hope you, and as well as everyone else, enjoyed it. I guess it's my turn to tag a couple people now. The first person I want to tag is LetemcomeInit. He has a great channel where he does like a ode to series, where he recites like poems over classic games. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend checking him out. He's got great stuff over there. I also found out recently he's in a band called Sweet Johnny, so check them out as well. And then the second person I'd like to tag is my good friend Mycosa over at Long Night Entertainment. He's probably one of my he is one of my longtime subscribers, supporters, probably one of the first, if not first 5, first 10 people that subscribe to my channel. He's always, you know, he's always watching my videos, commenting, giving helpful feedback and such. He's just an all-around great guy, and he has a great channel too. He has a bunch of series going on right now, and honestly, I don't know how he keeps up with so many games, but he does something that I don't think I've seen on a channel before, where he mostly plays games that have day-night cycles, and he makes a full episode, or he makes an episode that's a full day-night cycle in that game, which I think that's a really cool concept. Like I said, I don't think I've seen that anywhere, so yeah, so check out both those guys, and then you know, I'll be on the lookout for their 7 questions video. So yeah, anyway, I'll have the links down below for LetemcomeInit and Mycosa's channels. I highly recommend checking them out, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video of mine. So with that, I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya!